bet you go home and take that boot off.
He didn't even wear it to the game yesterday.
It's a look.
What was the most frustrating part of the rewatch?
I'd say probably the missed opportunities, the missed plays. I mean, the tape just reiterated things that I said last night. You know, we missed some opportunities, things that we should have capitalized on and we didn't. And that's the result is we lose a close game.
What could James have done better on that drive on the third down?
Well, what we could have done as a defense better is we could have operated we could have run the defenses better. You know, we perhaps could have called something different. But at the end of the day, you know, it comes down to what happened as a group. We made a call. We missed some opportunities on both those plays, and unfortunately, we gave up the plays.
Our defense, or excuse me, offense is attacking James any different than they were early in the season?
Well, I'll say this: for the most part, James always ends up covering their best player, and so that's where the ball's going to get thrown, obviously. And it just, you know, he had a couple opportunities to make plays and made a couple and didn't make a couple, and that happens. And whenever you put you know, a guy on their best player, it's going to be a tough day. It's going to be a hard day. It's going to be a day he's got to work and do your best.
Johnson, before he left the game, had racked up, excuse me, 87 rushing yards. Yep. And was gashing your front seven and looked like pretty good. Where do you think the inconsistencies still remain?
Well,
there?
He bounced the ball outside on us one time, got outside our contain, and he hit us on an inside crease. Again, you know, you can't take those specific plays away, but you take those away and it's not being gashed. We gave up a couple of plays. Those are things that we can't do.
You guys decided to have Marquise Haynes active at defensive end. Was that in an effort to kind of jumpstart the pass rush?
It was in an effort to find out what the young man can do. We've got 3 young guys that we've got to find out if they can play in this league, and they got to be able to develop. And the only way they can is if you play young guys. We had a couple extra spot. We had an extra spot. I wanted to see a little more of Brian Cox, but also I'm going to give Marquise a chance to play, especially on the turf. Real explosive guy, and see if that helped him any, help us.
But it looked like that they were trying to get the ball out really quick against the pass rush because that offensive line has struggled so much in recent weeks.
Which is exactly what they did. It's exactly what Jim Bob Cooter said that earlier in the week, that it was on him. And we tried to run some pressures up through the middle of the offense to see if we can get to him. And, you know, again, they did a nice job of getting the ball out. The quarterback did a nice job of dumping the ball about 4 times. I believe he just threw it away. So you got to give them credit for protecting their quarterback and you know, just trying not to allow us to get to him.
But those plays don't amount to much unless there are missed tackles in the second level or the, like, maybe between the first and second level. Was that something you also saw when those plays kind of led to more gains than maybe they should?
Well, I think we had 8 or 9 third downs that were 7 and plus, you know, and what we're really talking about is a couple of opportunities that they had. Unfortunately, what everybody will remember will be the last series where they scored the touchdown. And so, you know, the unfortunate part is that those plays came on 3rd down, 3rd and long. So we had the opportunities we had. Unfortunately, you go back and look at the protection on one of the plays, and they pretty much max protected it. And so, you know, those things happen.
A day later, you still would have 100% gone for 2 again?
Without a doubt. I mean, at some point in the game, you've got to score to win. You got to make a play. Why not sooner than later? Why take the chance on something that you can't control, and that's the toss of a coin? I like the fact that, you know, we were putting the ball in Cam's hands. I like the play call. We got a coverage that we could beat. Unfortunately, you know, we missed the throw, but we had a chance to do it. So again, without a doubt in my mind.
Ron, this brings up a really big game potentially with the Seahawks because of, you know, wild card tiebreaker. Talk about going forward this week and how big this game is for you guys.
Well, they're all big. They really are. And this game is big because of exactly the situation. So we'll look at it that way and we'll approach it that way. It's what's in front of us, and that's the game we're about to play. And that's the thing that I expressed to these guys. We control the situation, set of circumstances. go out and take care of our business, do it one game at a time, and stay focused in on that one game.
Ron, Cam was expressing kind of disappointment over having let one get away on the road, which has become a bit of a theme. I'm assuming you're likewise frustrated.
Well, I'm frustrated. I mean, again, we have 3 road games that we could have easily won. Unfortunately, we didn't. Part of it is we put ourselves in those positions and didn't take advantage of the situation early on when we had chances to put points on the board or take points off the board, or prevent them as far as our opponents are concerned. So, yeah, that falls on us. I mean, again, the frustration just being that when you look at the tape and you see the things that we did in terms of not allowing ourselves to have success, that's disappointing. Again, I don't want to take anything away from our opponents, but when we make some of the mistakes we make, we miss the opportunities we miss, that drives, mistakes. And the answer is obviously got to go back and got to figure out how to correct them.
Why do you think they're still happening at this point in the season, especially on defense, because you got so many veteran leaders on there?
Because both teams show up, both teams play hard. I mean, it's the unfortunate nature of the game. You're not going to go out and beat everybody all the time. I mean, we've won 6 games, we've lost 4. We've had chances in 3 of the 4 we lost. And so when things happen, you just do the best you can to correct them. And because, if you want to talk about the 6 games we won, I can tell you exactly what happened in terms of the good things too. So we take the good with the bad and we just try to correct them.
Have you had a chance to talk to Devin, and do you have anything in particular to say to him?
No, other than just keep your head up and keep working. I mean, again, the guy's made plays for us. He's missed a couple opportunities this week, but it's one of those things. We'll believe in our guys. We'll keep throwing the ball to him. Keep handing the ball off to the guys we handed off. We'll keep calling the defenses for the guys we have out on the field. I mean, these are our guys, and we got to believe in them. And again, people ask me, well, why'd you go for 2? Because I went to win the game, and that's just the way I'm going to approach it.
I think, gosh, we're trading back and forth with the phlegm in the throat. Were you seeing something on defense that they were doing that maybe limited the amount of those misdirection plays, the sweeps, the motions?
Well, they were playing, what amounts to basically a soft coverage with eyes on them. They played a lot of zone. It's interesting because previously when they played a lot of man, earlier in the earlier games, we saw some things. But when you play certain types of defenses, you take what you get. I mean, the unfortunate part is we had a chance to put 24 points on the board and we didn't. Okay, and that's the unfortunate part. And when you miss opportunities to put points on the board, the result is you lose. And that's what happened. We had a chance to put points on the board and we didn't, unfortunately.
Will you send tape of the hit on Cam to the league?
Yes. I'll just ask for the explanation and and see whether they agreed or disagreed.
What did the game officials say?
Well, they didn't think it was late and they didn't think it was low. So we'll go from there.
And then you mentioned the Christian flag being picked up yesterday.
Yeah,
What's your understanding of that rule?
Well, I just thought if you hit a guy in the face mask, and then we'll go from there. So I will ask for an interpretation on that one as well.
Looking ahead at Seattle, what have you seen out of them so far that you've been impressed with?
Well, I do know they run the ball well. So as a defense, we're going to have to most certainly be much better against the run.
What did you see from Curtis Samuel? He was for kind of limited snaps, but he seemed to make big plays every time he's on the field.
Yes. Again, just saw him make plays. He's explosive. He's really continued to develop and grow, and he'll continue to get opportunities.
Is there a way to get him and DJ on the field more at the same time, or would that be at the expense of someone like Devin?
No, I think it would be the expense of putting a guy out there, and now you've got 2 guys. You got to figure out who's going to get the ball. But the problem being is that if they're out there, doesn't mean they're going to get it.
Would you like to see them on the field more together?
I'd like to see them just continue to do what they're doing. I mean, again, we had opportunities to put points on the board, and we missed those opportunities.
Have you gotten a chance to speak with Graham, more of a follow-up to yesterday, or are you just kind of letting him
No, I'm just going to let him, I'll talk with him when I think it's appropriate. I mean, let's don't forget the guy made a 63-yarder to beat the Giants, and so let's all calm down. I think the thing that everybody got to understand that, there was a really good kicker up in Green Bay that had a rough day too, and the next chance he had, he went out and won a game for them as well. So, there's a lot of good lessons for all of us as coaches and players and fans to learn from. This game is tough. It's not an easy game. And things aren't automatic. Things aren't supposed to happen. They're not going to happen. They should happen. You have to go out and do it. And at the end of the day, when you have a chance, you got to do your best.
Ron, one of those missed opportunities for points came after DJ's 82-yard catch and run. On that
Yes.
third down play where Cam took the sack, was that just covered real well? Could he have had an opportunity to run? What did you see on
We actually had we were actually running just a crosser underneath, and one of their defenders turned and caught one of our guys, wasn't looking and jammed him up pretty good. And it's unfortunate because, at that point we had some decent protection and we had a chance to make a play, but, got to give them credit. Remember, there's 11 other guys on the other side of the field trying to keep us from doing those things.
Right. How's Cam's knee, leg, and did that maybe keep him from running a little more toward the end of that game?
It may have, but in about 10 minutes I'll know when I get an opportunity to go talk to RV about how our guys are. And you guys know I don't talk to them until after I visit with you guys.
What about just in the moment in the game? Did you see a couple opportunities where maybe he looked reluctant to take off?
I wouldn't say reluctant. I would just look like he played his normal game.
Anything else?
Ron, were the last couple weeks especially frustrating because New Orleans keeps doing what they're doing and you guys are losing ground and the clock's ticking?
Yep, it is, and that's that's the thing we got to understand. It's really about what we do. I mean, they can do whatever they do, but unless we take care of our business, unless we put ourselves in position, it's all for naught. So we have to go out and take it one game at a time. Don't worry about anybody else. Just focus on the things that we need to do to give ourselves a chance to be successful. We're good? Cool.
Thanks, Ron.